Immediately, Pakistan Air Force declared highest level of alert, enhancing full spectrum surveillance to ensure complete observation of enemy moves. Ladies and gentlemen, to thwart any hostile intent, Pakistan Air Force maintained a strong defensive counter-air posture through launching of multiple CAP day in and out. We also did time scrambles and round-the-clock surveillance through airborne early warning radar and through our integrated air defense system. Alongside, Pakistan Air Force deployed, integrated, and operationalized its multi-domain assets all across in shortest possible time to counter any aggression which was evident. IF transport fleet flew over 550 sorties to support large-scale forward deployments of its fleet and offensive weapon system, whereas Pakistan Air Force was observing each and every Indian Air Force move that was being undertaken. Indian Air Force effort to conceal its preparedness and asset were denied through bold counter moves by Pakistan Air Force. Pakistan Air Force undertook aggressive preparatory exercises and deployment in north, south, and center. Predominantly in first phase, we started to deploy towards south with an aim to, pull out the Indian aircraft which was, deployed somewhere in Ambala and Gwalior, and that was their main punch. I'm referring to the Rafale aircraft. While most of their aeroplanes like Su-30, Mirage 2000 were deployed starting from Srinagar, Avantipur, Ambala, Adampur, Jamnagar, Sirsa, Bathinda, Nalia, Bhuj, and all areas, except the Rafale aircraft, which was deployed initially in Hashimara, then moved to Ambala, and then subsequently this entire package was moved to Gwalior. And this was one of their tactics to, hide their main force, but because of the PF very aggressive posture toward the south and center, we managed to pull them, and then they started to deploy these aircraft from front to north to south areas. This forced the Indian Air Force to reconfigure and redeploy itself, therefore revealing their posture. At the same time, Pakistan Air Force concealed own deployments, strategy through deception, electronic emission, multiple redeployment, and unpredictable pattern of operation. This all ensured that the adversary remained oblivious of our plans. During this hostile build-up, Pakistan Air Force, being eyeball to eyeball with the adversary, maintained the highest state of readiness and continued to safeguard the aerial sovereignty of Pakistan. Till the wee hours of 7th May 2025, when enemy decided to launch his massive attack comprising multiple packages of high-tech aircraft all across our border from north to south. The move was picked up by Pakistan's cyber warriors much before it was detected by the traditional surveillance grid for Pakistan Air Force. Pakistan Air Force scrambled formation of J-10 and F-16 aircraft to form up strong defensive counter-air with backup of J-17 aircraft. PF Cyber Force launched its offensive targeting Indian communication hubs, power grids, and transport infrastructure, as you have seen in the montage also, causing massive power disruption in different Indian states and key military installation. Degradations of communication forced Indian Air Force to fall back on its SATCOM connectivity, especially towards the northern sector. This multi-domain interplay severely degraded Indian Air Force capability to operate as an integrated network force. What follows was the largest and longest BVR versus BVR engagement in the history of air combat. Despite being outnumbered, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan Air Force fought aggressively, denying enemy the opportunity to enter into our airspace. The enemy was compelled to stay at a distance from our borders. In desperation, Indian Air Force launched its weapon from a stand of ranges while staying within its own territory. Immediately, these high-speed projectiles were picked up by our sensors. And to the enemy utter surprise, Pakistan Air Force, in an unprecedented switch, turns its defensive posture into offensive posture. Pakistan Air Force valiant pilots started targeting enemy top-line fighter aircraft. Within minutes, multiple Rafale jet, Su-30 MKI, Mirage 2000, MiG-29, and multi-million-dollar unmanned system were shut down. This devastating blow shocked the enemy, and Indian Air Force was not seen in air for the remaining part of the conflict. When adversary resorted to other domains of unmanned system, it also met the same fate. Out of dozens drones launched on Pakistan, none was able to return home. Our killer drones, hypersonic missile, and long-range weapon struck 16 enemy air bases within a span of about 8 to 10 hours. Key military installation, BrahMos site, critical command and control center, and 2 of his prize S-400 battery was neutralized. While Indian Air Force was off the skies with complete air dominance, Pakistan Air Force continued pounding the enemy target all across. The adversary was shocked by the Pakistan Air Force aggressive attack, campaigns against its main bases, and key installation all across sectors. At the core of this success was Pakistan Air Force homegrown kill chain that seamlessly integrated all our operational element into single formidable force package. We employed the element of cyber, electronic warfare, and space along with long-range vectors, unmanned aerial system, killer drones, and loitering munitions. For the first time in the history of air warfare, PF conducted full-spectrum, multi-domain operation. The world was stunned to witness this superb execution of PF operation that were excellently choreographed and flawlessly executed. Thus, Pakistan Air Force strongly displayed its capability, resilience, and dominance in Marka Haq, upholding the glorious legacy being second to none. Certainly, this resounding success was the outcome of unified approach by all the elements of national power and above all, Allah's special blessing. Without any doubt, Pakistan Air Force could have gone further, but we exercised responsibility, mature and well-calibrated force application. Pakistan Air Force attacked many high-value and high-visibility targets. Its power and transport system was disrupted, critical operational installation crippled, most modern Rafale were shut down, and state-of-the-art S-400 battery was destroyed. The enemy was literally on its knees much before we could imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, what the world witnessed in May 2025 was not achieved overnight, but acquired through our transformative modernization undertaken within past 4 to 5 years. Accordingly, we realigned our operational doctrine, concept, and strategy, keeping in view the limited fiscal space and technological option. PF vigorously pursued a very aggressive, innovative, and practicable strategy of modernization. We inducted and operationalized numerous advanced combat and combat support capability along with niche technology in a record time. The smartly executed homegrown kill chain was developed under the ambit of newly established National Aerospace Science and Technology Park, commonly known as NASTAP. No doubt, establishment of this strategic setup of national significance has ensured that our indigenous process remain enduring and leading to robust defense mechanism. I would like to share with this esteemed gathering that the range of capability at NASTAP expanding at an unprecedented time frame. It is heartening that a host of indigenous projects are still in the pipeline that are being vigorously pursued following aggressive timelines. I salute each and every member of Pakistan Air Force for their professionalism and hard working during testing time. No doubt you fought aggressively in synergy with sister services, and the entire nation is proud of your courage and bravery. I also commend all branches of Pakistan Air Force for their outstanding contribution during Marka-e-Haq. In particular, I appreciate the relentless effort of engineering branch that ensured high state of readiness for our platform and combat sport system. Likewise, sport branch worked tirelessly to ensure that every operational requirement was timely fulfilled all across and throughout. Administration branch spearheaded a numerous effort to support the deployment, ensuring that the PF personnel could operate in comfort with focus across all our bases and remote locations. Entire C4I branches deserve appreciation, which acted as a linchpin to networked and integrated employment of Pakistan Air Force. Our communication network and digital connectivity was redundant as well as resilient. It serves as a backbone for our integrated employment capability during operation. Security branch deserves special appreciation. Notwithstanding the prevailing challenging security situation, it ensured foolproof security of our bases, remote location during deployment all across the country. Undoubtedly, this victory also reflects great credit on the firm resolve of our national leadership. Alongside well-executed tri-service synergy under full support of Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir. While celebrating this success with humility, we singularly remain focused on preparing hard for the future challenges. To uphold the national pride, if our sovereignty is challenged, ever engaged. On this historic occasion, I must make a special mention of our Shahada. Indeed, we are indebted to their supreme sacrifice, matchless contributions, and selfless devotion, which will always be remembered with great admiration. No doubt, they are alive in our hearts and will continue to shine in the glorious history of Pakistan Air Force. Marka-e-Haq has renowned our ancestral spirit of sacrifice, and inshallah, Pakistan Air Force will live up to the expectation of Pakistan's brave and resilient people. I assure that Pakistan Air Force will always remain a symbol of pride for this great nation. May Allah Almighty guide our endeavor to be the enduring guardian of Pakistan. Pakistan Air Force, Zindabad, Pakistan, Paindabad.
मुअज़्ज़िज़ ख़वातीन और हज़रात, अब आपके सामने मिली नग़मे पेश करने के लिए आ रहे हैं हाफ़िज़ा रोशान रसूल और फ़्लाइट लेफ्टिनेंट तैमूर ज़फ़र। उनके साथ होंगे फ़िज़ाइया स्कूल्स एंड कॉलेजेस के तलबा और तालिबात।
सोनी धरती अल्लाह रखे,
वतन प्यारे वतन, ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन, पाक वतन पाक वतन, ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन। ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन। तुझसे है मेरी तमन्नाओं की दुनिया पुरनूर, तुझसे है मेरी तमन्नाओं की दुनिया पुरनूर। अज़्म मेरा कभी मेरे इरादे हैं ग़य्यूर, मेरी हस्ती में आना है मेरी मस्ती में शऊर। जहाँ फिज़ा मेरा तख़य्युल है तो शीरीं है सुखन, ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन, पाक वतन, पाक वतन, ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन। मेरा दिल तेरी मोहब्बत का है जां बख्श दिया, मेरा दिल तेरी मोहब्बत का है जां बख्श दिया। मेरा सीना तेरी हुर्मत का है संगीन पिसा, मेरे महबूब वतन तुझ पे अगर जां हो निसार, मैं ये समझूंगा ठिकाने लगा सरमाया तन, ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन, पाक वतन, पाक वतन, ऐ मेरे प्यारे वतन, ऐ वतन प्यारे वतन।
Ladies and gentlemen, Chief of the Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu, Nishan-e-Imtiaz Military, Hilal-e-Jurrat, is the highest decorated war hero for Marka-e-Haq. He planned and executed PF's air campaign by leading from the front. In recognition of his exceptional national services, Government of Pakistan has awarded Hilal-e-Jurrat for exercising visionary leadership, unwavering resolve, and operational acumen that remained pivotal to the resounding success of PAF during Marka-e-Haq Bunyanum Marsus. As a token of gratitude from all ranks of Pakistan Air Force, Vice Chief of the Air Staff would present a memento to Air Chief Marshal Zahir Ahmed Babar Sidhu, Nishan-e-Imtiaz Military, Hilal-e-Jurrat, Chief of the Air Staff, Pakistan Air Force, for his strategic farsightedness and charismatic leadership during the testing times. With this, we come to the conclusion of today's ceremony.
Meet above the sea level. So that's very low. We had been struck with the disaster tsunami in 2004, which led to huge consequences, and a lot of people died, and a lot of damage to the whole country, as well as Pakistan, but in a different way. Similar consequences. For example, the 2022 floods, the glaciers melting, and other vulnerable situations in Pakistan leads to the same results: loss of lives and loss of crops and severe damage to countries. So we have to act, and we have to act fast and in a responsible manner. So both our countries, although, as I mentioned, we are different in geography and scale even, but we have to stand on the front line of climate vulnerability. So in Maldives, rising sea levels, we are threatened with long-term sustainability and coastal erosion and extreme weather situations directly impacting the tourism as well. The tourism is the main source of income to the Maldives. And climate change is an existential issue for the Maldives. And for Pakistan, floods with heat waves, water stress, large-scale humanitarian and economic impact happen due to climate change. So although Maldives contributes almost 0% in global emissions, greenhouse emissions, but we suffer the most. But at the same time, we try to be an example to the countries by implementing severe measures like His Excellency, the President of Maldives, Dr. Mohammad Muiz, stated that Maldives is committed by 2028 to go to transition the country in energy. So we are going to use at least 33% of our energy consumption from sustainable, renewable, clean energy by 2020. And we are very committed to work on. Also, by 2030, we are trying to achieve the net zero state. So we are, from our side, very much committed to this cause. Also, I would like to say, most of the time, vulnerable countries like us have limited negotiating power. Therefore, we have to work together. So when we are together collectively, our voice becomes stronger and it becomes more influential. So we have to push strongly for financing, adaptation financing, operationalization of loss and damage funding, accountability for climate commitments, and fair implementation mechanisms. So climate negotiations cannot remain focused only on distant targets, while vulnerable communities are facing immediate realities today. So we are not only lacking the funding, but we are also facing the difficulty of accessing. Although there are some funds promised to us, but we never receive it. So very complex application systems and very slow disbursement. There are technical barriers and huge delays between commitments and implementation. So we have to push for the implementation part. We have to emphasize. So adaptation is unfortunately not optional for us as vulnerable states. So it's a necessity for survival and resilience. So we call for simpler procedures and faster access for these funds, more grant-based financing, less debt-driven climate support, so that countries recovering from climate disasters cannot wait years for financial approval, while communities continue year by year to suffer like. So we Global South should move beyond negotiations. We should focus on sharing our knowledge, sharing our platforms, technical cooperation, technology, capacity building, and practical implementation also. So in Maldives, we try to protect the marine ecosystem also while protecting the islands, the coastal erosion part. In Pakistan, I think huge disaster response systems are managed and climate recovery operations are done and large-scale humanitarian coalitions are being taken. So there is enormous value in countries of the global south learning directly from each other. So as previously I said that we are very, very much committed, although we are almost 0% in the global emissions. So we have already implemented a lot of renewable energy transition mechanisms and environmental protection and resilience building efforts. My final message is that the climate crisis demands not only urgency, but solidarity. Frontline nations must continue working together to ensure that global climate action becomes more accountable, more inclusive, and more responsive to the realities faced by vulnerable communities. The Maldives remains committed to working closely with Pakistan and the wider global south in advancing these shared objectives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. So, distinguished guests, I think you've had a very diverse view today from diplomacy and what other countries are doing in the region, from global initiatives, but also private sector perspective and government perspective, and also what technologies that is already available. One of the most amazing things about Pakistan is how Pakistanis have transitioned through their rooftops without anybody telling them. They have solar panels everywhere, and that has helped a lot of communities deal with the challenges of increasing oil prices and other energy costs. So the debate will continue, but the message to take out of this is this region has to take the lead and do it itself. Help may not be coming, unfortunately, in the next few years. So leadership at the local and regional level will matter. And the final message is Pakistan is bringing global peace. Pakistan can lead on climate action. With that, please put your hands for this incredible panel.
I think I was going to try to sum it up, but after Mr. Yaya, I feel like there's no need. So thank you to our esteemed panelists. Can I please ask for a louder round of applause, because we've had a wonderful session. Our next session, session 8, ladies and gentlemen, please stay seated. We're just moving to our next session. We have the honorable
तमाम ब्रीथ पाकिस्तान आलमी माहौलियाती कॉन्फ्रेंस जारी है, जिसमें माहौल की बेहतरी के लिए गुफ्तगू की जा रही है। मुख्तलिफ जो इस हवाले से उठाए जाने वाले इक़दाम हैं उन पर गुफ्तगू की जा रही है। गुज़िश्ता रोज़ इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का आगाज़ हुआ था और इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में अहम मुक़र्रिरीन की जानिब से माहौल की बेहतरी के लिए खिताबात किए गए। यहाँ वक्त एक ब्रेक का।
24 घंटे तो कैविटीज का कोई चांस ही नहीं।
कोलगेट मैक्सिमम कैविटी प्रोटेक्शन।
ऑफिस में आज बहुत बुरा दिन गुजरा। चल अब तुम रिलैक्स करो। मेरा दिन तो फिक्स हो गया, अब तुम्हारा दिन फिक्स कर। तुम हेल्प के लिए मुझे कॉल कर लेती ना। मुझे पता था तुम खुद ही आ जाओगी।
बिन बोले समझ जाने वाली दोस्ती, लिप्टन, दोस्ती जितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग।
गर्मी से ही बचना है तो इससे स्मार्ट सॉल्यूशन है पेल इन्वर्टर ऑन, जो अपनी T3 टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ दे 50 डिग्री की गर्मी में भी पूरी कूलिंग। पेल इन्वर्टर ऑन, गर्मी का स्मार्ट सॉल्यूशन।
अली भाई, मैंने अनस के साथ नहीं सोना, मुझे एक्स्ट्रा गद्दा चाहिए।
पुत्र, मुझे चादर दे जा जरा।
अली बेटा, जरा नरम वाला तकिया ला दो।
अली भाई, कंबल नहीं लाया आप मेरा।
एक साइज में सब फिट आए या ना आए, एक ऑफर में सब फिट जरूर आएंगे। अब जैज V5 फैंटास्टिक शेयरिंग पैकेज लगाएं और 5 लोग पैकेज शेयर करें। ऑफर के लिए अभी स्टार 400# मिलाएं या समोसा ऐप से सब्सक्राइब करें। ये ऑफर है हिट, क्योंकि एक ऑफर में पूरा ग्रुप फिट।
नया लाइफ बॉय एंटी डैंड्रफ शैम्पू पहली बार एग एंड योगर्ट के साथ। अब बालों से 100% खुश्की जाए, आगे बढ़ने का कॉन्फिडेंस आए। लाइफ बॉय एंटी डैंड्रफ शैम्पू विद योगर्ट एंड एग, 100% आगे बढ़ो बिना रुके।
Introducing the new line of
Pell refrigerators. अब new concealed evaporator technology के साथ experience a clean and wider look. Jet Cool 360 ensure करे rapid and even cooling. New Pell refrigerators works as good as it looks.
कितनी बड़ी फैमिली है तेरी? 7 करोड़ से भी बड़ी है यूफोन और टेलीनॉर की कॉलिंग फैमिली।
यूफोन और टेलीनॉर की कॉलिंग फैमिली मिलकर हो गई मोर देन 7 करोड़।
तो अब यूफोन से टेलीनॉर और टेलीनॉर से यूफोन पे होंगी लातादाद कॉल्स किसी भी पैकेज पे।
To welcome all the international delegates who are part of this Dawn Media Group Breathe Pakistan. I would also like to thank Dawn Group for organizing. I can see that this is not just now a conference, but it is a platform which Dawn Group has provided for not just the government officials, policymakers, scientists, who just can sit here and we can talk to each other, but also we can act together what we discuss here. So thank you, Shakil Saab, for spearheading it, for your leadership, for the Dawn Group leadership, because I see the value. I remember when we started talking about Breathe Pakistan, that was about a year and a half, but unfolding it into such a vibrant and diverse platform for discussion and for consultation, I congratulate you. I bring you today, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, I can see lots of faces, familiar faces from the sector also, a case study from Punjab. And we all know that Punjab and Pakistan, of course, is one of the fastest urbanization we can see in last 30, 40 years. And the way the urbanization has grown, we can see urban sprawl across the country also. And as we know, Punjab is one of the most urbanized provinces as well of Pakistan. With, of course, the value of agriculture backbone, the industrial hub, it holds value in terms of urbanization also. And what we've seen, we've discussed problems, we've discussed challenges. As experts, you would know the challenges also. So I will only talk about what we've done in a year and a half, 2 years in Punjab. From moving to a vulnerable province to more of a environment, climate resilience leadership. Our Chief Minister, Maryam Nawaz Sharif, started working on environmental resilience a year and a half ago, 2 years I would say now. So the entire urbanization, and the topic that I would be talking about is unregulated urbanization. I don't see environmental protection and urbanization as an opposing forces. If it's done in a way where we are integrating ecosystems, where we are protecting ecological balance, and where we are integrating all the climate resilient infrastructure policies embedded into the decision making, urbanization, when is inclusive, when is sustainable, and when it is responsible, we can see a urbanization which is climate resilience. And that is what, as a challenge, we took 2 years ago in Punjab. So from a very fragmented sector, as you can see on the screen also, it is just on the environmental climate resilience, but as a fragmented, because it's not just urbanization, it's not just environmental protection, it is more of an ecosystem approach that we have taken in Punjab. So multi-sectoral lens for the first time in decision making, we started off by adding 1% in every PC1. The project document is now spent on climate resilience. Every development project in Punjab now has 1% of its cost embedded in the project document, which has to be spent on climate resilience. So that was the starting point. Then the entire vision of the Chief Minister, as I said, it is more of a integrated approach now. So her vision of e-mobility, urbanization of course means more vehicles on road to begin with. So her e-mobility vision, where she's added about 1,100 buses electric buses into the entire mass transit e-mobility vision of hers, and which is now running across the districts and across Punjab. It was not just a pilot in Lahore, but as I speak, the electric buses are running on the roads across Punjab in every district. So this e-mobility was coupled with vehicular testing system. And that also was the first time ever the emission control system, vehicle control system and monitoring was started in Punjab in Lahore. And around 500,000 plus cars are being certified, have been certified by the environmental protection agencies. The visuals that you can see on the screen, of course, talks about the air quality and the climate resilient plan and the vision which was launched for the first time back in 2024 when we took government. So the entire fragmented approach of the climate resilience was consolidated into this climate resilient vision of the Chief Minister, which of course has different sectors, different targets, different milestones, and a monitoring framework is embedded into the vision. So it's not just a vision document, it is a policy document, and then it has sectoral targets embedded into the vision, which is being monitored every quarter in planning and development. Then the Environmental Protection Force was established as a field formation, which is also sectoral. It is not just one sector that we are looking at. It is industry, agriculture, the construction, the fugitive dust sector, the plastic zones, the industrial field formations of Environmental Protection Force. So there are 5 sectors that the Environmental Protection Force looks at, and it was a complete overhauling and reform of the Environmental Protection Authority also. I have with me here in the room, which is DG Environmental Protection Agency Punjab, Imran, who is a leader. He is leading the entire initiative of EPA. I have with me here is Silvat, who's Secretary Environment and Climate Change in Punjab, and they are working with all the other departments, be it agriculture, be it industry, be it transport, education, health, and local government also is part of this entire vision program of the Chief Minister. So as I said, that unregulated urbanization and environmental protection should not be seen as an opposing forces. And that is what the governance